Let's welcome Yuriy Stetsenko with his speech entitled Let's Complain. Let's Complain, Yuriy Stetsenko.
Friends, as you know, I'm lawyer. Most my clients are people who make troubles. For that reason, I see similar points in legal and medical professions. I want to ask you, do you know the doctor's standard question? I see you are healthy people. It's very good, especially now in winter, when the weather is too frosty in Ukraine. But the doctor's standard question is, what are you complaining about? But is that doctor's question only? I recall you one anecdote about the man who came to the doctor and complained. Doc, I'm ill. From head to foot. I am absolutely bad. My head aches. I have sore throat. My stomach hurts. I feel pain in my right leg and left also, and my nose. Oh! The doctor was perplexed by his complaints. He started medical examination from head to foot and then said, as far as I know, all your mentioned body organs are healthy, but you have problem with finger. It's broken. So the matter was about cause of complaints. But what is about complaining in our life? Our culture offers ideal how a man should be. This one is an okay kind of guy, without any problem. It's not generally accepted to complain each other, but if one complains another, it means intimate relations between them. People complain about weather, economic crisis, low salary, boss, mother-in-law, ill treatment, lack of time, traffic jams, poor health, and so on. I hear many complaints from my clients about evil deeds of their partners in business, spouse, neighbors, employers, police, about corruption in state organs, and so on. But it was rarely indeed that anyone complained about himself. People do not bring lawsuits against themselves because there are not such kinds of courts. It's quite possible that conscientious is such kind of court, but this is not legal field. Friends, the level of person's complaints describes the level of his or her wishes and motivation. People complain with envy often, but envy is a good measure of unfulfilled wishes. A man says, I see, his business runs well. That is why his new, more expensive car and house. A woman says, it seems to me she lost weight after our last meeting, but not too much. If I had more spare time for gym only. All these jealous notes are full of unrealized wishes. But is it possible to see people beyond complaints? I think it's a disputable question. People have tendency to claim because, as I said previous, every complaint is a measure of unfulfilled wish. But we are filled with wishes. I like the idea of German philosopher Schopenhauer. He asked, what it would be if all wishes were attainable? According to his philosophy, it would be a problem if all desires were fulfilled only just after their origin. What should people do to fill their life? What way is better for killing time? A philosopher makes conclusion that it would be a problem if we transfer mankind in wonderland, where people have all they need. Food, clothing, dwelling, that everyone who wants to meet his love will get it. After some period, people would be bored to death, make suicide, fight against each other, hate and kill each other. They would cause more suffering than nature puts on them now. Even if we put aside such pessimistic idea as Schopenhauer had, it's understandable. It won't be paradise on earth. People will complain in any circumstances. But it should be accepted that they live not for enjoyment only. It's not true that just pleasure gives the meaning for our life. The lack of enjoyment does not belittle the meaning of our life. So it should not be supposed that putting an end to complaining. But we can expect that the level of such complaints will be higher. Friends, have you ever had complaints about our club? I think some of you could hear such complaints. Nothing is perfect, and our club also. But I hope you were able to determine the cause of such complaints. I have had one complaint also. I met my old friend. We have not seen for ages. And he told me about membership in another Toastmasters club. I invited him to our meeting. But he refused my invitation outright and explained why. Because it's too cold in House of Scientists where our meeting are. It must be admitted that sometimes temperature like today here in House of Scientists is not high. But it was never hindrance to our meeting. If you are active, if you are prepared, if you have role, you don't care about cold. So friends, let's complain that our meeting lasts just 2 hours, that we meet just one time a week, that all roles are taken, that there are no free seats in this room for all members and guests. Let's complain in this way.